Okay, lovely. Right, so let's start with some warming up. Don't know about you, but this house is freezing. So just shimmer and shake just to bring your body calmly into the concept of moving. Remember to pick up the legs as well if you can. If you can't, hold on to something and wiggle around as well. Shimmer and shake, shimmer and shake. See if you can lift your arms up a little bit as well, and those shoulders. What kind of movement have you got today? If it all feels a little bit stiff, then just minimize your movement. Shimmer those legs again. Have a little sort of think. When you shimmer your leg, think about the foot. Is there any blood and chi running down into the toes this morning? Or do you need to stand still very calmly and do an extra wiggle to each foot? Give them a little bit more intention. Brilliant. Let's bring some attention to our arms. See whether they're let go of all their muscles and they're just wiggling around and the elbows are flowing and the wrists are flowing. And we can even get swirls going with the fingers from the wrist area, creating little rolls of energy in front of you. Swirls, brilliant. Another big shimmer and shake wherever feels appropriate, popping ourselves in our favorite standing posture, feeling really aligned. A couple of breaths in, feeling your body now just after a shimmer and shake. Checking in the chest, is soft but open. Beautiful. Let's start with our side turns today. So we're trying to separate the waist from the hips if we can. A little bit of turn, you can just feel that twist as you come round and you're checking out your room or the space you're in from side to side. And if your neck will join in, let that go to side as well. And then soften those knees. It helps you with the turning. You don't want any stress on the knees. And we're just looking around, warming up that backbone in a beautiful twist, allowing the neck bones, those smaller thoracics, to turn as well, checking out behind us. Meanwhile, we're knocking on the gates of life. That's your middle area, big acupressure points, strengthening that core area. Girdle vessel around the middle of the body. And our arms are just knocking on there. There's no intention of hitting. They're just ricocheting with their own weight from the movement turning from the shoulders. Breathing in, breathing out. Relaxing into the movement. I'm going to take a step away from my wall. So we're going to get these a little bit bigger if we can. So you could open a foot up to one side and get a little bit of weight, that the classic sand shifting from one leg to the other. Arms are still swinging, still trying to allow the neck to run with the backbone. Just brought energy of one of the legs into play now. And when you're ready, we're going to go to the other side. So when that feels appropriate, bringing the weight back, finding the foot, another 45 degrees, but the other direction. Always checking out if you've actually got room for these movements, if you're in a small room. Different view in your room. I've got a window view now this way. It's actually a little bit of sun is coming out. It's a fantastic way to warm up the body. Knocking on the body, stimulating the blood, the chi to flow to that area. Strengthen our core, helping with back power. We don't want weak backs, we want strong backs. Beautiful. We're going to go back into standing posture and just carry on. Seeing how you're doing. Have you softened all the muscles up the back now? Are they flowing a little bit more? How's your neck doing? Are you looking around the room a little bit more? Breathing in, breathing out, slowing down when you're ready, but just don't completely stop. Let the body come to its own finishing point. Beautiful. Let's do some forwards, get some more energy flowing down these arms. So soft knees, so in parallel feet position, lovely standing posture, and my arms are just swinging off their joints, the old ball and sockets, swinging away. Great way for pumping a little bit more energy into the chest area, which is fantastic if you're coping with a little bit of a lung issue. Maybe you're just breathing in some winter air, which can be a bit damp in various countries. Feeling the weight of the arms. They're swinging. I'm undulating my knees. They're doing a little bit of a bounce, but my feet are suction padded to the floor, not going anywhere. I'm going to put this into some downhill skiing just to create a stronger emphasis and a little bit of pushing behind us. And I'm not bending forward, I am sitting down or trying to. So when we're ready, and sit down, push. Do a little one in between, push. Pushing away. I'll pop myself sideways just to check out the concept of sitting behind. Someone's come with a chair. I can still see my toes when I'm in that position. And that's when you know you're sitting down. If your toes have disappeared, do less of a movement. It's fantastic for opening up the hip joints, the quad. Bumping away, visualizing you're on skis, zooming down the hill, avoiding trees, big creatures that are out in the snow, maybe those bears, or some big moose, elks. When you're ready, go back into normal swings. And stopping when your body wants to. Beautiful. We're going to do some side openings just to check we're nice and warmed up at the side. So hand creating a big circle up one side. We're going to go into handbags. The hand's above, but it's limp. The wrist is being pulled up by somebody sitting in a cloud above you. So we're opening up the side of the body, and we're looking down the other side and doubling, checking our arm has let go of some of the tension in it. Looking down, opening up the side of the neck as well. Let's go to the other side. Big circle, big windmill, lifting up with the wrist, opening up. So we're not stretching, we're opening. You can feel the muscles in between all the ribs just having to expand a little bit. Breathing to that expand. Let's go to both sides one more time. Lifting up, elongating, and shimmer and shaking the other arm. Checking out the floor below you. Feels like your jumper's coming off if you're wiggling enough. Go to the other side. Lifting up and looking down. Brilliant. Warming up the sides of the body. Oh, coming back to a standstill. Feet not too far apart. And we're just going to see what our balancing state is this morning. First of all, lift up the toes. We're lifting them up like a little puppet and placing them down. Let's do that a couple of times. Lifting up the toes. If you've got much movement in the toes, you can try and expand them apart as you do that. Making more room between the toes, opening up. One more time, opening up, feet flat on the floor, and then we're going to go up onto the balls of the feet. And that's with the toes supporting, and then just come down as soon as you want to. So we're just practicing a little bit of balancing. Very calmly coming down when you feel ready. If you want to, you can just bring your breath into the experience, breathing in as you stand up and holding that breath and breathing out. And holding the breath, then bringing in some air, holding, breathing out and holding. Do that one more time, breathing in, balancing and holding, and always pop a finger on a wall for a little bit of help. And when you're ready, breathing out and holding. Fantastic. Okay, we're going to do 9 forms of pre-heaven Qigong, and there's a little bit of breathing in between each one. So this is a small circuit of breathing. And that's a standing posture. Gather some chi just around you. We'll just practice this a little bit for a moment. You're going to breathe in through the lower dantian. So you're going to go underneath your girdle, up your back, right past Ming Men, very big gateway we were connecting with earlier. It's coming up your back, and at your shoulders, it splits. Almost like an angel's wings. It then runs down your arms into the palms and comes back into that lower dantian. Small cycle of breathing. Brilliant. Okay, let's gather some chi all around us to begin our 9 forms. Here we go. Breathing in, expanding the arms, expanding the chest, expanding your chi field, and just gathering, palms facing down, bringing that energy right through the body. We do that 2 more times. Breathing in, gathering, collecting, bringing right through the body and onto that lower dantian storage pack. We've just got 1 more of these. Calmly moving your arms in a very controlled but soft, equal speed movement. Feeling the chi around you. Bring that into the lower dantian. A little bit of rub, the storage area to begin with. And off we go. This is for the ren and the do, the front and the back. Here we go. We're going to breathe in and open our arms. Big expansion up to the heavens. Beautiful. Coming down to the sides. Feel that expansion even wider. Come forward, opening up the back of the body, and then bring that energy in to the chest. And when you're ready, we're pushing all the way down with standing posture. And when you're ready, we're going to scoop up and we do this exercise again. Here we go. We're going up, opening up, big V, coming down to the sides, closing forwards. You can feel the back opening. Shimmer and shake your body to open up a few more gaps between the vertebrae and bring that energy into the chest, into the heart center. And then we're going to push down, pushing down, gathering some earthly chi, bring it up, nutrients through the body to that heart center. And let's do this again. Opening up, big V shape, taking in that heavenly chi, expansion to the sides, and then forwards, opening up the back. Do take your time for you to wiggle yourself bigger. Bringing in that chi, the heart center, the front of the body. And we're pushing down. We're going to do this one more time. Gathering the chi from earth, coming all the way up. When you bend down, you're sitting down, remember, bending your knees. Coming through the body, and we are opening up to the heavens. Down to the sides, bigger expansion. Forwards, opening up the back, bringing that energy in, pushing it down, all the way down. We'll finish at the lower dantian, gather last bit of earthly chi and bring it up into the body, into the belly. Brilliant. Gather some chi around. We're standing here. We're just going to do that small cycle of breathing. Breathing in through the lower dantian, that's the belly. It travels underneath the pericardium, up your spine, splits, comes down the arm, breathing out through the palms, through palm gate 8, and back into the belly. And off you go again. Just a couple of times. Beautiful. Small cycle of breathing. Relaxing down. Here we go. Number 2. This is regulating the ren and the do, the front and the back again. We take a step, bit of a Tai Chi walk to 45 degrees forward. And as we take our weight on that front leg, we are going to push behind with our hands, trying to keep the body very straight, pushing behind. And put the emphasis twice on that leg. As you come back up, just bring the foot round a little bit, like you're straightening it. And we're going to take our foot, the other foot, to the side. Gather that chi and push it behind. 1, trying to get a lovely straight feeling up the back of the body. And 2. You can feel the muscles and the energy line up the back of my leg as well. Beautiful, standing up. If you've got room, we do 2 more. So we're turning the foot a little bit. The other foot comes out that 45 degrees, gathering and pushing behind you. Weights come on that front leg. And you do a double connection to that side. Turning the foot again, and I'm off to the other side again. And I'm just pushing, feeling the energy, the straightness on the back of my back and the back of my legs. Beautiful. Now, if you're in a lovely big room, you can carry on walking for quite a while. Let's just do one more. Here we go. Gather the chi, turning the foot and pushing. Not once, but twice. So turning the foot gently, bringing the other foot round, connecting up to the back. So this is very much that forward and back experience at the same time. Do and Ren. Brilliant. Okay, small cycle of breathing, gathering from behind. Powers in the hands, we're breathing through the hands into the belly, and the lower dantian under the pericardium, up that backbone, splits like angel's wings, and we come down the arms through the hands, and the cycle starts again. A couple of small cycles of breathing. Okay, this is for the Chong Ma, it's the center pole, center axis coming right through you. Your standing posture, gather some of that energy, a bit like backs of hands, a bit like the fountain, coming up the center. Like the power of the water projecting right through into the center of the body. At our chin, we create that little flower. Open up those elbows, open up the armpits, resonate in your beautiful flower. We then open up to those classic laughing Buddha hands, as if we're going to push up the skies, and we're going to go all the way up, pushing up, pushing up, pushing up. And when you're really tall, gather some chi with your hands and bring that back down. Let's do that a couple of times. Here we go. Softening to bring that energy as if from the depth of the water, connecting right through the body. We open up into the flower, often representing you or humanity. Opening up, chest, Buddha hands, feel the weight of the skies, and we're pushing up onto your toes if you can, circling your arms into a big ball of chi and bringing that back down, all the way down, back onto the flat feet. Do a couple more. Gathering from below, inside out prayer hands, power coming up through the Chong Mai, opening up, resonating, feeling the beauty, opening, big hands, weight of the heavens above, and we're pushing up, pushing up, pushing up, pushing up, gathering that chi, drawing it back down. You can almost pull it down in your fists. Feels good to do that. One more time, here we go. Energy from below, coming up, that inside out hands, fountain of youth, beauty of yourself, humanity, between heaven and earth. Find those laughing Buddha hands, pushing up to the skies, up to the heavens, feeling strong, up on the toes if you can. If you can't, don't worry. Gathering that chi and big fistfuls, it feels good, pulling that energy back down. Brilliant. Gather the chi from behind, back into that lovely meditative state, and we're doing small cycle of breathing. Breathing in, the lower dantians traveling down and round and up the back, and down the arms, through the hands, and back through the lower dantian. Couple of cycles. Focusing your mind, focusing your breath. Shimmer and shake. We're going to move on some work for our breath. So it's a little bit of a wider movement for this. So it's a bit of a bigger horse stance if you can. Feet just slightly going out with the knees so you can sit down if that feels good. And we're going to start with two little hands by the lower dantian. They're like little cups on top of each other. Keeping the body upright if we can. So we're thinking lungs and large intestine, working on that very essential part of our body. We're going to lower down, and the bottom hand drops really far down and scoops the power from the earth. It then comes up and tucks behind you at one side. We then lean out. Bring this all the way back to the lower elbow, the large intestine. We come all the way out again, expanding the chest. We come all the way back to the chest, the shoulder, which is the lung. Smooth that chi through the lungs, and it comes and sits on top of the other hand. And the other hand is free for movement. We're tucking down, scooping up, collecting a little bit more from heavenly chi. Bring that down, bring it round the body, bringing the arm how you can to the elbow, opening up, bringing it to the chest, the shoulder, bringing it through lung 1 and lung 2, all the way down. So we can get some big movement going with our legs. The hips, scooping heavenly chi and earth chi, opening up, scooping to the elbow, large intestine, scooping to the shoulder, lung, through the body physically, popping it down. We're starting to build up that chi within the lower dantian. Just keep popping it back in, bringing it through the body, scooping, scooping, stretching and moving, opening up much as you want through the body, going down to the earth, up to the heavens, taking it through the body and lunging to the large intestines, lunging to the lung, breathing that physically through the chest. Let's do it one more time. Down we go. Earth chi, heaven chi, collecting, shifting out to the side, scooping more breath into the lung and the large intestine. Got that the wrong way around. Bringing it through the body physically, like you're smoothing that lung chi. Last one. Down to the earth, scooping up, collecting heavenly chi as well. Tucking open, bringing that arm all the way to the large intestine. Opening again, big breathing in, all the way to the shoulder, the lung, bringing that through the body. Collecting that lower dantian, back into standing posture, softening the knees. Let's gather some chi from around us, holding that embraced tree, meditative standing position, small cycle of breathing. through the dantian, under the girdle, up the spine, splitting through the shoulders, down the arms, into the palm, and breathing in again. Small cycle of breathing. Guiding your breath through the body. Fantastic. Shimmer and shake. We're going to do some side work now for, well, stomach and spleen, but also liver and gallbladder as well. So we take from standing posture, we turn a foot to the side. We've gone a bit sideways. We then open up both arms very wide. We then fold the arms. I'll just show you what it looks like. Folded arms at the elbow. We're then thinking the front of the leg. We're physically on the body, coming down the chest, onto the legs, and it's like we're pushing, connecting through to stomach and spleen, all the way down the leg. Come under the foot if you can, and up the back, the leg to the groin, come through, turning to the other side, bringing that in through the body, through that lower dantian. Turning the foot, we're interested to turn it to the other side. We've opened up, breathing in. We've folded the arms. We're breathing out and pushing down the leg. Bend that back leg so you can really see front of your leg you're working on. Down and under. Coming all the way back up, making connection with bladder and kidney through the groin, bringing that energy to the front in the lower dantian. We then turn to the other side. We've opened again. Big wide arms like aeroplanes. We then fold them again. Instead of going straight down, we tilt away. So I look like that, tilted away. Not touching. We're moving down the side of the body. Like we're flying this time, down the side and up the inner side, coming all the way up. Through the body, we're turning to the other side and you've opened, folded at the elbows, tipped yourself like you're flying around a corner, and we're bending down. So you have to bend that back knee quite a bit. Come down, round, bring that energy up, that center line, back to the lower dantian. Okay, we're going to do both of those one more time, both sides. Here we go. Turning to the side, and we've opened. We've folded, front of the body physically on. We're pushing down, front of the body, all the way down, front of the legs, that's stomach and spleen. You come to the base of the foot, see if you can go underneath the foot, and we're physically coming up the back of the leg, that's actually bladder and kidney, through the groin. Keep the energetic and the physical connection through the groin as you're turning to the other side. We've opened up, we've folded, created that aeroplane feeling, and we're now traveling physically down the leg again, the other side, on the stomach and spleen, all the way to the ground, under the foot if you can, and we're coming up, bladder and kidney, up the back leg, through the groin. Physically bring that energy through the groin. Turning to the front, we're doing the sides of the body. Here we go. Opening up, big breath in as you expand, folding the arms and tipping away from the front of the body. We are flying down the sides of our body, not touching, flying down. That's gallbladder flying round the foot and you're coming up. Gallbladder and liver, very much to do with the hun, the spirit, very ethereal, flighty, very dreamlike. Let's fold the arms to the other side so it's not touching. Got an energy a little bit more off the body. We're coming down, the gallbladder at the side and up the liver connection at the front. Quite a bend for the body, bringing that up into the lower dantian. We've come to the front, standing still, gathering chi around you for this small cycle of breathing. Breathing in through the hands to the lower dantian, underneath the pericardium, up, back, splitting down the arms and shoulders, through the hands and back into that lower dantian. A couple of cycles of small breathing. Brilliant. Shimmer and shake, shimmer and shake. And now we're interested in the girdle vessel, the girdle die around the middle. We were working on earlier with our side turns. And this is our hula hooping. So put your hands on your hips if that feels good for you. Get yourself really solid on the ground. And this is 36 hula hoops one way, and then you turn the other. So what's really nice is if you start really small and then get into very big circles as you travel. And when you've reached your 36, I'm on about 3, then you turn the opposite way and become from big to small. Soften your knees as you do this. When you're doing this on your own, you can obviously take as long or as fast as feels appropriate. Very good for circulating chi around that center axis, girdle vessel. Opening up the core of the hips, and losing yourself in a meditative, repetitive form. The circles are getting larger. I hope you'll find that as you do this, your hula hooping will have more ease, have more movement, smoother movement. $25. Up to 35, 36. And if you're with me when you're ready, bottom probably out the back, turning direction. Watching the smoothness of your body. Turning, creating that gorgeous hoop around your body and in the air. Starting large, winding the chi in like a coil, bringing that energy back in, somewhere deep within you, lower dantian, in the belly, deep within. As we take our hula hooping energy, we become more concentrated and our movements slightly smaller but no slower. Energy hasn't slowed down, just becoming smaller movements. Finish with about 5 more. Smaller and smaller, almost till you can't see yourself moving. Tight within, like a precious stone inside the lower dantian. Beautiful. Gather the chi from around you. Hold that meditative position. Breathing in, under the pericardium, up spine, splitting, beautiful wings on your back, down the arms, through the hands, and recycle. Small cycle of breathing. Okay, this one's known as the teacups, and it's supposed to be very good for loads and all your channels, in fact. So let's pop our feet into a big horse stance, ready to sit down if that's appropriate for you today. If you're feeling too earth, then have a smaller horse. So teacups. Let's find our teacups, and I think we're going to put them by our sides and then bring them round, almost like that other one we did where our hands are near each other or almost resting on top of each other in front of the lower dantian. So I'm going to start with my right hand underneath. That's up to you how you choose to start. And off we go. We go down to the earth, scooping in your teacup as if you're scooping some lovely tea from a big channel of tea. Take it behind, round the girdle vessel, as far as you can, as if it's going to Ming Men on the back. You then lean that way. We're bringing the hand, and at this point, you're trying to hold the teacup without spinning it, and you need to move your body. It's going to lasso over your head, and it will come back to the lower dantian and sit on top of the other hand, which then allows the other hand to drop down into the well of tea. It would just gather a little bit of chi from above, and then we're going to take it round that girdle vessel as if we're interested in Ming Men, and out we go. Keeping that teacup sitting upright so we don't spill any drops. Let's take it back. Bring it back. I think I did that one slightly different, didn't I? Scooping, scooping, circling round the body. Get your lasso going, however feels good to you. Bring it back, popping it back into, pop it back really high up onto the back if that feels good for you. Bringing that energy back into the front, and we're dropping down again. We've got some really big movements here. Enjoy the movement. Swirling around with your teacup, bringing it back. Hopefully there's no tea spilling, popping it into the back of your body, bringing it down. Off we go again. Connecting with that girdle vessel. You can feel the center of your body moving, strengthening that core, popping it right back into the back, bringing it forward. Let's do it a couple more times. Just popping in. It's like we're collecting an amazing cup of tea from heaven and earth, swirling it round the room, serving everybody in the cafe, bringing it back, the empty cup, popping it right into the center of the back, and bringing it round, physically connecting in with the body. Let's do the other side again. Here we go, scooping down, scooping up, connecting to the girdle vessel. And we are zooming around with our cup of tea, bringing that empty cup of tea all the way back into the back and round to the front. And I think that was uneven, so I'm going to go with the other hand again. Down into the well, up into the heavens. My cup is full. Round to the back of the girdle vessel. Ming Men, amazing energy point. Swirling the arm around, really working the shoulder joints, bringing that through the body, safely back. Putting ourselves in standing posture. Relaxing the arms, gathering that chi. Small cycle of breathing, just a couple. Breathing in, into the pericardium, up the spine, down the arms, through the hands, and around. Beautiful. Shimmer and shake. We come to number 8. I'm nearly getting to the end now. This is great for chi in the dantian area. And big connection to the earth spleen. So, standing posture. Gather some chi in the lower area, bringing it up to the center. From there, I want you just to open up as if you're pushing your hands into thick earth. If you're in banks and you're pushing your hands into the banks of the earth, really get big and expanded. From there, bring the energy up to the forehead and hold that spleen diamond, well, triangle, spleen triangle in front of the forehead. From there, we're going to open up, big circle, coming down to begin again. Gathering earth energy up to the chest and opening, popping your hands into the earth, either side of you, very deep within. Imagine the hands going in. Collecting that, connecting to the mind with that spleen diamond, and you can even turn that little triangle shape up, collecting some chi from heaven, like a glint, and then opening up, creating that big circle. Let's do this 2 more times. Gathering the chi up to the chest, hands deep within the earth. If you're standing in the middle of a ditch and your hands are going deep within the earth, either side. Collecting up to the forehead, triangle, mind connection, glinting up to the heavens, looking up, opening, great big circle of energy. I'll do this 1 more time. Chi coming up, expanding from the center sideways, feeling the earth within your hands, up to the triangle of spleen by the forehead, connecting that mind and body. Last time, up to the heavens, great big circle, all the way down. Popping ourselves ready. Small cycle of breathing, lower arms connecting as if embracing tree. Breathing in to the lower dantian, under the pericardium, up the spine, splitting at the wings, down the arms, back through the hands and back into the lower dantian. Releasing that, and we're on to our last one, which is harmonizing the organs within the body. And these are concentric spirals, so they start smaller and get bigger and bigger and bigger, right up to the collarbones, and from almost the lower dantian, so it's sort of at the low as the pubic bone at the bottom. And we're going to do this to begin with physically, and then we will just use our mind to do it. So popping both hands on that lower dantian. And then the underneath hand forms like a little beak, all the fingers together. So it's like a concentrated experience. You're starting quite low down, and you're going to draw 9 spirals. So we're going anti-clockwise. 1, 2. Every time you do it, just gets slightly bigger. 3, 4. And this is internal alchemy. 5. We are harmonizing the organs inside us. 6. 7. 8. Number 9 is going to stop just in the throat center between the clavicles. At this point, you then go the other direction. So 9 again, still physically, remembering the size of each one. 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. Tiny last one. Holding that hand with the other one. And now we're going to do it just with your mind, and you can just do it with your mind if you want to anyway. So hands staying low down, you're going to do your 9, getting bigger up to the top by the center of the collarbones, and then decrease them when you're ready. Beautiful. Internal alchemy. Rub that lower dantian. Let's finish with our last cycle of breathing. Gather that chi from behind. Bring it in, lower dantian, breathing up, spine. Splitting, allowing the mind to split energy down the hands and in. One more of these. We're going to finish with our 3 gatherings. Standing posture. 3 gatherings for peaceful chi. Bring that energy through the body, all the way down. It's just how we began. Breathing in, expanding, gathering. Closing a little bit. Keeping all the energy, all the chi in the hour's exercise. Bring that energy through. Lower dantian, double hands, feet together. It's a moment of bamboo in the wind, allowing the energy to flow. Okay, let's finish with 3 claps. Off we go. 1, 2, 3. Smooth down any chi you want to. Thank you for coming. The end of our session together.